in the several
In the first
months
several
in.
months in, it's not going to be an issue. I think what you're talking about, and the way that you just worded it, it does sound valid to an extent. But I think that's going to be like a phase 3, phase 4 problem.
And I think a way we could do that is potentially have events where you could earn points.
Yeah,
Guild
like
events.
this Jeopardy game that I have planned that I still haven't put the work into yet.
Or
The
like
winner is gonna get.
random challenges.
Yeah.
Say Sim could say, all right, first person to get this gets 100 points.
Okay.
Yep.
I never played TBC. I didn't play when it originally came out, but if it's anything like vanilla, I've done multiple weeks where nothing is dropped for any character. So it'd be like if I'm hitting the max for multiple weeks, I'm just going to be sitting on a cap I can't have anything to do with. So if I can put it to guilty use, I'd rather do that.
Well, that brings another point. So this is a for each tune. There is not an account of points. So if you bring McLean, and he'll have his points, but Cat won't have any points until Cat comes and gets um points for that tune. So
Okay, now
instead of
That makes it very different. Okay, cool.
yeah,
and now here's a snarl in that whole donating thing. What if I decide that I want to donate Hair on Fire's, 2,000 of Hair on Fire's points to Hair Trimmer, my druid,
No.
and that's why we can't be transferring points.
yeah. So
I think
definitely.
the random points transfer, like for winning Jeopardy, is
Right.
totally different than specific transfer of like I'm gonna play on my alt now. I want to move my points from Artemis to Paimon, and it's worth looking at. We don't have to spend a lot of minutes like hashing out the details, but
And
it's worth looking at.
and also, it's also like I said. I think this is more of a phase 3 of TBC problem than a phase 1.
Yep, agreed.
And
So we're gonna.
so that's something that we can just table for right now, put a bookmark on that, and we can revisit it later on when we've all ran through Kara and we're at a point where it's like molten core, where we're just doing it for fun. You know what I
Which
mean?
I will do Kara for fun forever.
What did I say, Cardi? What did I tell you? What Sim just said.
Yeah, Car will just be like CG. This time around, we're gonna be going back to back.
I was talking with Cardi the other day, and I said, no one will ever say no to a Karazhan run.
Oh. Okay. So any other questions on EPGP?
I had a suggestion.
Okay. Shoot.
I did a run. I was going to bring this up ages ago, but I forgot. I did a run with Frostbolt or whatever they're called now. Before I went on holidays, and one of the things they did there that I thought was really cool was they someone just randomly halfway through the raid was like, "Oh, I've got we've got all these flasks to hand out. So if you've already like taken a flask, if you've got it on your bar, like you can roll for it, and whoever wins it like wins the flask out of the inventory." And it actually convinced like a lot of people that were holding on to them to pop them because there was a chance they're going to like basically win it back for free. And I was just thinking like you could do incentives like that, but with the points. Kind of
Yeah,
thing.
that'll be part of the
little-
guild donations too. I
All the
think.
little things like that can be worked out, but what we're just talking about now is the main system as a whole for our raids.
Oh yeah, that sounds good.
All those little suggestions and stuff are good, but
Yeah.
like, they're gonna have to. We'll have to take time to work all those out and make sure nothing can be exploited.
So
One thing,
something else that sorry, here, real quick, just
no, it's fine.
something else that we're working out too, is that the car groups are probably going to be 2 different days. That way, if we need somebody to be there as like a backup, like if I need to be there in my druid, I can be there just to help tank it if we need it. I doubt we're going to need backups for the second group, but it's also going to help with people's schedule. So we're going to have One car group one day a week, and then the other one another day a week.
And we're gonna have some mock signups soon to see about what we can do about getting the groups going for the raid setup. So we'll have, if you can attend this day, sign up with whatever your tune is, and we'll do if you can do it this day, stuff like that. So we'll have plenty of we'll be working on that soon. Um, so I wouldn't worry about that yet because we don't even know if we have it on Friday and Sunday like we do, which we're not going to do most likely. But if we have raise one on Friday, one on Sunday, we might have everybody covered, but I don't think we will. So we may have one of them that's a set day of the week. Every Friday is group whatever we name it. And then the other one is going to be a migrating one. Sometimes it's Tuesday, sometimes it's Thursday, sometimes it's Saturday, that kind of thing. We'll figure that out. It's something to discuss later instead of right now while we're worried about the loose systems. So anything else about the EPGP one? We're gonna have, if we pick that one, we're gonna come up with a different name for it because EPGP is hard for me to remember for some reason. All right,
I have
any other
another
questions?
question, Sim.
Yes.
I assume that the epics across the tier 4, 5, and 6, I assume they're gonna be about worth the same value, right? Of
Yeah,
the epic
so
items.
we can't say for certain what the cost of everything's gonna be right now, but if it's gear, it will be so like chest pieces, leg pieces, belts, stuff like that. They're gonna be within the range of 250 to 500. Weapons are gonna be more expensive. And then there's going to be a couple things. It could be gear, it could be weapons that are going to be much more expensive because they're going to be like, it'll be like Maladeath, that is desired by, or Drake Fang Talisman. Those would be what we would consider super items, something that everybody wants really, really badly in a certain range of people. Like tanks and melee DPS both want the Drake Fang Talisman. The having trouble thinking of something that both not priests, both healers and casters want.
They don't share almost
think
any loot. The only thing they would compete over is
Yeah,
basically tier tokens,
exactly.
and
So
that's pretty specific too.
yeah, tier
Yeah,
tokens
exactly.
are going to be falling under gear probably rather than suit. There's not going to be a whole lot of super items. There'll be a very small number of those. So it'll be.
in sorry, I
Sorry.
think one of the questions, if this answers this question, my interpretation of it, in their phase, the token pieces would be the same value per phase. So if it's $1,000 or 1,000 point chess piece token in phase 1, then it's 1,000 point chess piece token in phase 2. That being said, one of the things we discussed last night and previously was as items become out of phase, those values may decrease. Meaning if we're running SSC and you're still going after car gear, your car gear is not going to cost you as much.
Yes,
So there's
agreed.
a few things, but the values are predetermined, so you'll be able to see those and know what they are.
And we'll be reviewing them pretty I don't want to say frequently, but regularly to make sure that we don't need to shift stuff around, especially when, like Tel just said, when a new raid comes out, we will be reviewing the cost of stuff. And instead of increasing the cost of the new raid, it will be putting the same value that's on Kara and then decreasing Kara values.
Yeah, okay. I got a question. So you said you were going to distribute a to be determined amount to
Yes.
to
So-
start off with points, but
Sorry,
would
I
that
meant to write that down.
yeah that's okay. But so would that amount also everyone eligible when rating eligible for that amount, or is it mains only, not alts?
No,
Or
it's,
how
So-
does,
if you got the points.
no,
So
when-
what Buzz is saying is we're going into Karazhan. We have never raided with this system. Everyone's going to get a drop in the bucket of free points that they're going to get, and it's going to be the same out for everybody.
It's like Monopoly.
Yeah, you're going to get your Monopoly Bank money your
out.
very first time going into a raid, regardless of the tune. It's not going to be a whole lot, but it's going to be enough to be able to roll on something or some things. Um, we don't know what
I
that
guess
amount is, but it's every tune that
what
you.
I wanted to add to that was that, so is it only eligible for mains, or will alts who then go into Kara be given a lump sum as well? Like, is everyone rating just going to be given this lump sum for the first time, or is it just your main character?
If your alt is going into one of the primary guild runs, they would get that lump sum as well. However, the secondary or tertiary raids, because we're counting groups 1 and 2 as primary raid. So 3, 4, anything past 2 is going to probably be a pug group, where we're going to allow pugs because we're going to use that for recruitment, and that's where a lot of the alts will be going to. So if the alt is primarily going to pug runs, then they won't need any kind of points. But if
So
your alt is primarily coming in a primary group, it would have a drop in the bucket, yes, for the first time.
so if say for example, Ark is on his warrior or whatever, if you have to tank an alt group, do you on your main do you get points? No.
No, if
So
he
I'm not going to tank an alt group on my main. I would, if I tank an alt group, it would be on my alt, and that would be to assist. And even though I might have points, I'm still not going to, just as a courtesy, I would only basically use my points to get stuff that nobody else needs.
no, they're if it's an alt group and it's a pug run, the
Uh,
points
don't
are
get points.
irrelevant.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm saying
and he
on a
wouldn't earn
personal
points.
level, would you only use my points?
You you're not gonna have their points won't be an option.
You're not going to get points.
On
It's
an
SR.
alt
Yeah, you're going to get points. There's
Oh
no
no no
points
no
to
no.
spend. It'd be a normal pug group.
If you're tanking an alt run with pugs, we're not
No,
using.
no, not pug. I'm talking about the secondary group. Not
No,
pug.
I'm
No, no.
talking about if we have a situation, right, where Ark has to bring his druid to his main run, right? For
Yeah,
whatever
so if
reason, we need a druid in this run. So Ark has been specifically asked to bring his druid instead of his warrior. So Ark's druid has got points. Yep, perfect. Ark can't raid in the main group with his warrior because it's already ran. If Ark still wants to run it on his warrior, he has to jump into
gets
the third
points.
group. He gets no points because it's a SR pug run.
If he has to bring his druid into a guild run that's using EPGP, he gets that drop of bucket points the first
Yeah,
time.
his
If
druid
he,
his druid does, but his warrior gets none.
he does whatever tune is in the raid gets points. The other one does not.
Yeah, if he swaps from druid to rogue or druid to mage or from whatever, he has to earn new
What I'm
points on
saying
that
is
character.
what I'm saying is if the raid requires a different tune, I'm just not
Like-
going to come because I want points on my warrior.
Right. Yeah. That so. The system is supposed to, like, unless somebody's on vacation, it's supposed to get like the core raid group there every time. Like your basically attendance should be above like 80%. Like if you're part of the
Yeah,
core raid. So
I'm
we
fully
shouldn't
understanding of
need
how it works,
any of the alts.
and I know we shouldn't need anything, but I'm trying to find situations where this system is gonna, like, I'm
Be
just trying
flawed.
to explore trying to find where it's going to be flawed. For example, if Sluds is main warrior, I'm main warrior, you're main warrior, we can't bring all warriors to the guild. I'm just not going to raid that week because I'm a warrior. I'm not going to bring my paladin because I want the points on my warrior.
I think that's why they're setting up different raid groups.
Exactly.
'Cause they're not gonna run a Kara with like 5 warriors. They're gonna set it up so that it's an even number of different characters.
Yeah, so you and
Exactly.
I would be riding together, Rex, but we wouldn't be riding with.
Yeah, so we'll never
maybe.
raid. Yeah. No, we won't
Right,
be able
right.
to because then we'll have too many warriors.
Right. That's
And-
why we have.
Correct.
I
Team.
want points
Yeah.
on my warrior, so I'm not coming on anything but my warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah, and take into consideration also, Sluds and Arc will both be tanks, and so they'll be separate anyway. And then you would be DPS, so you could go into either one of them, but would not be a conflict because you would be a DPS warrior, not a tanking warrior.
I'm not
Yeah,
talking
the
about
gears
me
are-
specifically. I'm just trying to